SportsChatPlace.com and PickDogs.com. It is Tuesday, June the 30th, 2020, as we close out the second quarter, which really didn't even exist as far as sports go. There was no sports for the second quarter, April, May, and June. So this is actually my worst month in the history of Sports Chat Place and online at all. It's the first 3-month series that I didn't have growth year over year. It's the first 3-month series where, we didn't make any money. And I'm going to guess that, after I do payroll tonight, this will be the first month where I need to actually take money out of my personal checking account and put it into my business checking account. So a lot of new things going on here, but I'll tell you what, I don't care because we know sports is on the way back. We will, a month from now, we're going to be day 2 of the NBA season. We're going to be a weekend of Major League Baseball season. You know what? All this stuff is going to be a thing of the past. We're going to be talking about no fans in the stands maybe and some stuff like that, but that's not even going to bother us anyway. We're going to be talking about the Mets bullpen blowing leads. We're going to be talking about, Garrett absolutely shelled and how much that home run cost, the Yankees as far as dollars go and all of that other kind of fun stuff. But anyways, I'm really excited for the restart of sports. I think when we turn it over to July 1st tomorrow, we stop talking about no sports. We stop complaining. We start counting down to sports. And, I'll save that one for the end. Here in Hawaii, we are welcoming the summer in a big way. Mother Nature unleashing on the South Shore, man. 6 to 10 feet yesterday. I got absolutely crushed. I mean, I haven't been crushed like that since 2 years ago at Kanaha. I don't know, man. I was on top of a wave. I just got thrown off the top. I went straight to the bottom of the ocean. My foot hit the floor. I had no idea where I was. I was kicking around like a little bitch, and I kicked one of those coral heads because I didn't even know where I was, man. So, anyways, I'm going back at it today. So if you're out in the ocean, if you're in Hawaii, if you're on the South Shore, all the way from La Perouse, all the way up to the breakwall and beyond, it's firing. It's like waves going over the top of the road at Olawalu. The good times are here, and it's summer in Hawaii. Anyways, speaking of summer, Steve Monahan, welcome.
Good morning.
So, in the world of sports, just not a lot of big news going on now. And at the end of this segment, I'm going to bring Rod Zawacki because I have a serious question to ask, and I think Rod might be our guy for this. So we'll just talk about the sports aspect of things, and then we'll bring in Rod and we'll phase in the puck dogs. But we have some guys with Corona. The Nets apparently. Maybe Kyrie is bullying them a little bit here, and I don't know what's going on, but let's just say the Nets aren't really a factor, anyways. There's a reason why they're in that noon Eastern time slot in the 2:30 a lot, right? In this restart, they're not really a factor, and I'll tell you, the Nets at the beginning of the season had pretty high expectations, and they were laying 5 points and 3 points here, and we were just betting against them like no one's business, and that's how we racked up that huge NBA number early in the season. So, I just think some pretty crazy stuff there.
That's DeAndre Jordan and Spencer Dinwiddie, I guess, have opted out, so to speak.
DeAndre Jordan is saying that it's something to do with maybe his. He's saying that it's something to do with he's in a contract year and he doesn't want to get injured. Is that what it is? I don't really understand what he's saying.
He doesn't want to play. That's it. He can come up with any excuse that he wants.
Well,
I'm not losing sleep over DeAndre Jordan not playing in the summer.
No one bricks a free throw like DeAndre Jordan. I'll tell you that much. He is Shaqapotamus.
He is Shaqapotamus. That's true.
Reborn. One of the worst free throw shooters. I never understand why these guys can't hit them, but I know that Shaq actually did practice his free throws.
He did. It's all mental, free throw shooting. That's all it is. And some guys like Shaq and Jordan, and then there's a handful of others that were just like unbelievable. And it's the same mentality as like when Steve Sachs in baseball all of a sudden couldn't throw the ball to first base. I mean, that was one of the oddest things in sports I've seen. And then that translated to Mackey Sasser was on the New York Mets, and he wound up getting the same affliction too. I can't say any other guys that I'm thinking of, but again, it's a mental thing. And but that Steve Sachs thing, when that started happening, that was some crazy stuff.
Absolutely. So, it's just, this is the world of sports we have. Hopefully we have more news, but I want to bring in Rod Zawacki for this. Rod, you with us? Looks like he's muted or something.
Yeah.
Rod, I have a question.
Morning.
I think you might be the guy to help us navigate this. So I watch a lot of reality television, right? I admit it, right? Because the games are generally over by 6 o'clock my time, right? 6, 7 o'clock is like the late games. So, 7 o'clock my time is 1 o'clock on the East Coast in the morning. So most of the games are over. During college football, we'll get occasionally a late game, or the home team, Hawaii is on or something, and we have a late night game. So I watch a lot of reality television. I've always said that I have, and I named out all the shows that I watch and everything. So one of the things that seems to be common on these reality shows these days is this date night, okay? And what the date night is, and Rod, you got to help me through this, and Steve, maybe you know the answer to this one. They go to a bar, right? They start drinking, and then they're throwing axes. I don't know. Is this a good idea? I mean, Rod, what is this? I mean, this just doesn't look like a good idea to me. It's like, let's have a couple brewskis. It's like, I'm from Florida, and there's sections of Miami. Miami is kind of cosmopolitan, but just outside of Miami, there's kind of sections where there are some people like this. It's like, let's have a couple. Let's throw back a couple beers. Let's throw some axes. It's like, this just doesn't seem like a good idea. Like a room full of people throwing. Rod, let's talk about this. I think you're my guy.
Not only a room full of people, a room full of inebriated, had a few drinks people throwing axes. I'll watch from afar.
Yeah,
I'll definitely social distance for that from 6 feet back. I'll watch.
There's like a tomahawk throw. There's like a larger axe throw going on here.
The overhand toss, eh?
Ruflo's looks
nice.
Like Ruflo just reshuffled in his seat. That usually means he's got something to say here too. Chris, I don't know, man. This just doesn't seem like a good idea. I mean,
I can tell you, I've done axe throwing on multiple occasions.
Of course you have.
There's a facility about 10 minutes from our house, and it is one of the most dangerous things when alcohol is involved.
Yeah, I don't even understand how, most of these things are bars, right? So it's like, is there like a strict no Jaeger policy or something at this? Because this is just a bad idea.
No, the scary thing is because they use chopped up 2x4s. So you throw the axe, but sometimes the axe won't stick. So it'll come flying off of the board and coming back towards you. And with the delayed reaction time, that's not what you want.
Yeah, I'll tell you, like when I was a little kid, I used to go to summer camp, and they'd have archery, and I just would never even take it because I didn't want to go up and get my arrows, from the target.
Yeah.
It's like it's like you shoot your arrows at the target, they have it hay bales or just big targets depending on what camp you were at, but I'm good. It's like you can't play archery anymore because you won't go get your arrows. I'm good. I'm good.
The establishment is not responsible for flying axes around the place.
Well, that's why they make you sign the waiver.
There's a waiver.
They sign waivers
at the door. Or is it like a baseball ticket where it says if you get hit by a ball, it's like or a puck, It's like this big. I don't understand this. This does not look like a good idea to me.
Well, the ones that the ones that we have here, they make one of the staff stay with your group for the entire duration of your session to make sure that no one's messing around. They say, look, you can't pick up your axes until the other person's thrown because they usually throw you 2 at a time. That doesn't stop anybody.
I don't know, man. It just seems like a bad idea. Anyways, I wanted to bring that up because I was just like,
That's awesome.
I was talking to my wife about it last night, and I'm like, I know who's going to know about this. Zawacki. I'm like, Rod's gonna know like the details of this, like the different weights of the axes that he's throwing. He's gonna know all about this. This just seems like Rod's frozen, but I'll tell you what, man. Just seems like a really bad idea.
Well, no, the worst idea is the one near me has a menu of trick shots that you can do for extra points. I'm trying to think of the ones. They have 3. You can do standing on 1 foot, you can do with your eyes closed, or you can do with your back facing the board.
So has anyone attempted to throw the axe like that, split the apple off somebody's head or something?
No, but my friend did try to do the eyes closed once, and the axe handle actually popped off of the axe. And so it wasn't the axe that got him; it was the axe handle that came back and flew and hit him in the top of the head.
Oh, God, man, this is just bad news. This is just a bad idea.
He was about 6 cores deep at that point, though. So
all right, man, we'll be back with you guys in just a second. Steve, we'll see you at the end of the show. But anyways, I want to just bring back the Puck Dogs here, and let's see. Here we go. So we got some soccer today. This axe throwing, we got a couple weeks. I'm surprised we haven't been talking about this for a while, to be honest. But
I was going to say I'm surprised we haven't covered it up to this point.
It's like, hey, they got cornhole on ESPN, man. So.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, they have cornhole tournaments on ESPN, and now the guys are wearing masks playing cornhole, and they show it on SportsCenter. Like the recap.
I don't think I've that is a game that definitely involves some alcohol.
Yeah. Cornhole. But anyway, speaking of cornhole, we got soccer action today. La Liga, Premier League, Serie A. Some of the big names in these leagues are out there playing today. Chris, what are you looking at?
The first game I'm looking. Sorry, the first game I'm looking at. Go to Italy. I'm going to take a look at Juventus to win 0 against Genoa. Juventus is a better team, and Genoa just struggled to put Brescia away, who's in last place right now. That's not good when you go up against the league leader. So I'll take Juventus to win 0 against Genoa at plus 125.
Rod, anything?
For me, no, I'm not touching that game.
All right. Chris?
Touching Juventus.
Another one I'm touching is Lazio, minus 140 on the money line. The line feels a little bit weird that Lazio's only a minus 140, but I'll still take it. They're again, the better team. Torino's just not a team I'm looking to back going forward. They're probably going to be finding themselves in the relegation battle at the end of the season. So I'll take Lazio on the money line, minus 140.
I'm going to say that this axe throwing is the most dangerous thing I've seen since javelin. And so it's up there. Anyways, Rod.
I'm going to bet on this game. I'm going to take the first half draw at plus 120. I see a nice boring first half. And take Lazio to win the game. I think they win the second half, but I'm going to take the first half draw.
Chris?
And on the last game on my slate, we kind of talked about it off the air yesterday, but like Man United, under 2.5 goals, minus 135. United just tends to play a ton of low-scoring road games, and that's probably where I'm going to go with Brighton here. I don't even see Brighton scoring. I can see this being a 2-0 game, so I'll take Manchester United, Brighton, under 2.5.
Yeah, that's the first pick in my birdcage of the day. Man U under 2.5. Man U on the road, their last 7 have went under. I see this game 1-0, 2-0 tops. I really like 1-0 here. Man U 1-0 under 2.5.
Anything else on tap for today as far as soccer goes?
For me, yeah. We got Celta de Vigo versus Malarkey. Give me Celta de Vigo money line. Another game we got Sevilla versus Legans. Give me Sevilla money line. I'm gonna parlay those up. Take Man U under 2.5. Celta de Vigo money line. Sevilla over Legans, money line. Parlay those up, you get about a plus 900.
Sounds like a birdcage to me. All right, we're going to.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
For mine, I got Juventus to win 2-0 against Genoa, Lazio money line, and Man U Brighton under 2.5 should pay about plus 600.
Awesome. We're going to bring Steve back in. We're going to do our wrap-up segment. This is new. This is where we used to do the sim picks, kind of just go around the horn and hear what everyone has to say. If anyone has either recap their picks or just say something about, how they axe throwing technique or, whatever you want to talk about. But we'll start with, let's see. We'll start with Chris Ruffalo.
Yeah, I'm starting to see all the names that are starting to come out of the NBA and starting to opt out of the restart. And, we've seen, we talked about DeAndre Jordan, Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm starting to wonder if the NBA is going to be the one that has the biggest asterisk when all this is said and done. We said champion is a champion regardless of the finish, but I think it's going to, once you start to see the bigger names come out, the NBA is going to start to have that asterisk associated with the title, and it's unfortunate that it's the world we're in right now, but I think of the major sports that are planning to come back, I think that's probably, the NBA is probably going to be the one with the asterisk next to the title.
We'll go to Rod.
All righty, just a quick little blurb for me. Big tough day for me. I'm going, it's day one. These thingies. I am going to, I'm now wearing the patch. And I got the little nicotine spray, so wish me luck.
I wish you luck.
Good luck.
I quit smoking cold turkey about 10 to 12 years ago. Steve knows I was a 2-pack a day Marlboro guy. Marlboro Reds. I was 2-pack a day. I went cold turkey. I tried the what was that stuff that you took? It was like the stuff that makes you nauseous. I can't remember what it was. I tried it. It did not work for me. One day I woke up in the middle of the night coughing, and I said, if I wake up in the morning, man, I'm never smoking again. And I had cartons of cigarettes in my cabinet and everything, and it wasn't like I'm waiting on my last cigarette or any of that stuff. I just went. And most people that knows that I quit, it's like same thing, the way that I, ran long races and stuff. People, they'd say, you're so stubborn, it doesn't surprise me at all. Anyways, Steve, what do you got?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was having a little trouble there. I'm actually a current smoker, so congratulations, Rob. I've done it. I've tried it. I've gone 3 years, and so good luck. I've done the patch. I've done all that stuff. And Mitch is right. He did smoke 2 packs of the Marlboros. So hopefully I'm next in line to quit.
For many years, man. Since I was 13 years old.
Yeah, well, I got a late start smoking. But anyway, I just want to acknowledge someone who just passed away. News came out yesterday, Joe Bugel. Joe Bugel was the revered offensive line coach for the Washington Redskins, who, of course, I despise as a Dallas Cowboy fan. But Joe Bugel was the architect of the quote-unquote Hogs of the 80s and was really considered probably the best offensive line coach, one of them, in football history. Coached for 32 years and won a couple Super Bowls, and he worked under Joe Gibbs. He died at 80. He's also the head coach, uneventful for the Cardinals for about 4 years. But Joe Bugel was an NFL guy through and through, well respected, and I just want to acknowledge his passing.
Thanks, Steve. Joe Bugel, definitely the Hogs and the Smurfs and all, a lot of winning. If you have a good offensive line, you're going to win a lot of games. Anyways, I just wanted to touch on something that'll probably be an ongoing theme for me, and that is as sports start to open up again, we have a new era that's dawning in my space, in the online space, in the sports handicapping and sports wagering space, and that is sports betting in the United States. I know that it's been about 2 years almost since PASPA was repealed at this point, and sports betting started happening in New Jersey legally. And of course, we know that it may or may not have gone on illegally for quite some time before that. But, I think that, what we're starting to see in the online space in sports handicap, and I know you guys are out there, so I know you guys have seen all this, is that there's all kinds of new sites turning up, all kinds of new people coming up, and the whole site seems to be dedicated to get you guys to sign up for sports books. And that is really what the game is right now, and that is what has changed. I've been approached, you guys know I was in a merger, basically a merger and legal battle for the last year and a half before I got Sports Chat Place back in February. Since the stoppage, I've been approached by no less than 4 companies that want to merge. Even with my reputation, they want to merge with us. They want to buy us. They want to do all of those different things. I have to say I'm treading lightly because I find it very, very difficult decision-wise. If it was about the money for me, I would have walked a long time ago. Believe me, I had the opportunity, and I'm not allowed to, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about this, but let's just say I had a contract that I could still be getting paid. When I wasn't working for Sports Chat Place, I was still getting paid exactly what I was making when I was working for Sports Chat Place, at least with those guys, not what I used to make with Sports Chat Place when it was my own, but it was like still not an amount that people are going to shed a tear for me, that's for sure. But I think I'm battling right now internally as to how I'm going to battle these people. This huge money coming in from Europe, all over the place. I mean, coming in from everywhere to enter our industry, and how are we going to battle these guys straight up? Or do I try another merger with a big company that can maybe take us next level and work with us and let us do what we do? And that's really what I'm struggling with right now. So, a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't badmouth people and you shouldn't do any of that stuff and whatever. And you know us better than that. We're going to badmouth people and we're going to call people out. And there's a lot of new people out there. And, I think that if people are afraid to show their face, and you guys know this from our Facebook policy, from Rod and I, this is how Rod and I met, right? If you're afraid to show your face, if you're afraid to, use your real name, if you're afraid to, you don't exist in my book. You're hiding something and you're not to be trusted. So I think, for me, at least where I'm good right now is we're just going to continue what we do. We're going to build. I learned a lot from my merger and the failure of the deal as to what my capabilities are, and what our capabilities are as a team. And we have people joining us behind the scenes that you guys don't see, and we have other stuff going on. And we have some new partnerships that you're going to see over the next few weeks, and we have some new partners. I could read you the list of all the different sports books that are just now my buddies, right? DraftKings, FanDuel, Rivers, PointsBet, Bet365, you name it, Stars, what they're called, Shack or whatever. I don't even know what their names of half these places are anymore. Sugar House. But, we're just going to do what we do. And I promise you guys, and this is my promise to you guys, and this is really my point, right? I do have a point at the end of all this. My point is that I'm not going to do anything or promote anybody for any amount of money if it's something that I don't trust and wouldn't use myself. And that is the truth, and that's what we've always done. It's what we did with Spread Knowledge. That's what we've done with any other people that we've promoted throughout the years, and that's why you don't see this. You never saw the offshore sports books and stuff advertised on my sites like you saw on everybody else's, right? And I turned down millions of dollars. I'm not just throwing it out like saying, you turned down millions and millions of dollars. No, I turned down tens of millions of dollars to promote the offshore sports books. I'm fine, man. I was talking about surfing this morning. I live in Hawaii. I play golf. I surf. I get to talk to you guys about sports every day, and I have 2 of the most successful sports sites on the internet. What exactly am I shooting for? I'm certainly not shooting for something where I have to sell myself out to do that. So when you're looking at the other sites, I know we're not the only sites that you go to. Keep this in mind as you tread through there, because I hate the email horror story. I get these all the time. I'm going to bring the guys back in. So, because I know they're familiar with what's going on out there in the world, especially, I know Steve is more of a sports historian guy, but Rod and Chris are definitely familiar with everything that goes on out there. And it's kind of like I get these emails all the time, okay? And the email is always something like this. Mitch, I need your help. Can you bail me out? I gave this guy, $4,000 and I lost another 10 on top of it. Can you help me out? Can you just get me out? Can you help me? Yeah, I can help you right now. Right now is where I'm helping you. If you don't see their face, if you can't Google them and look at their high school yearbook photo, it's probably not a real person that you're talking to, and they're probably not a real person for a reason. Think about it. Anyways, we got a lot more to talk about on this subject, a lot more, and I'm in discussions right now with our friends from DraftKings, and I have to say that I've had a relationship with them for a long time, and you guys know that they didn't like that I said that they said I can't say Bovada on the show, and they didn't like that I said Bovada, and we covered the Bovada Sim games and all that other stuff, and and here I am, I'm having this discussion with them, which is ridiculous, and at the end of the day, my guy there, his name is Brian, I won't give out his last name, but it's a color, right? And it's a very common last name. But anyways, it's like, I just told him, it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, well, you can't complain like this every time, and you can't do all this. It's like, you hurt my feelings, man. You hurt my feelings. It's like, I don't understand where people's heads are at with this stuff. It's like, are you in it to start in 2008? Or are you in it, and to be here in 2020? Or are you here for the next 6 months? It's like, I treat this as something that's, we've always, at the beginning of the show, I talked about, our payroll, and I talked about things like that. And it's like, we've been able to grow throughout the years. And I'm proud to say that, agree with me or not, and my disposition, good days and bad days, right? We know that, you guys know that. We all have good days and bad days. But it's like, as far as being honest and trustworthy and all those things, I've never done one thing to make people think that, even consider it, It's like someone called me out in a totally different Facebook group. They said like I was this or that. And even people that hate my guts say, I don't like this guy, but I've never heard anybody say anything about that. It's like, that's, he might be an asshole sometimes, aren't we all? But anyways, man, I just want to, there's so much on this subject that I want to talk about. It's like, I don't even know where to begin, and I don't know where to end. But, I think with DraftKings, we'll probably work something out in the end. We'll probably hug it out. But if not, we got, 10 other books that think we're the sexiest girl at the dance. So, anyways, speaking of sexy girls and dances, Ruffalo, thanks everyone for your contributions. Easy on the axe throwing, and anyone else want to say goodbye? You guys all good? I filibustered. Everyone's like, let's go already. All right, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I got axes to throw.
I got an axe to grind.
You got to practice. Jagger shot. Axe throw. Jagger shot.
Do they charge? So what do they charge, by the hour for the axe throwing? The axe throwing is free.
No, they charge you by the hour for the rental of the
axes and
stall.
The stall, like a bowling lane.
Yeah, next time I go axe throwing, I'm gonna take a picture.
What's an axe stall go for?
I think for the hour, I think it's $40.
Do they have bottle service?
Your bottle service.
It's like four shots of Jaeger and a bucket of Schlitz, an hour stall. It's like I got six shots of Jaeger. I only got the stall for an hour. We got to get to work here. 4 red-headed sluts. It's my nephew's 21st birthday as well, and I just wanted to also say, like every time I know, obviously, they're college kids that have fake IDs, they've done all that stuff before, but just to keep it honest, anytime we ever go out to dinner anywhere, I always order them a pair of red-headed sluts. All right. And the options to buy craft beers. We get certain lotions. Creams and lotions. All right, we'll see you guys later. I'm going surfing.
All right, bub.